Did you know that 85% of jobs in 2030 haven't even been invented yet? That means the future belongs to the creative thinkers, those who can adapt, innovate, and think outside the box. Yet, here's the shocking truth. 90% of people think they're not creative. But what if I told you that creativity is not a rare gift? It's a skill anyone can develop. In this video, I'm going to show you how to unlock that hidden creative genius inside you. We'll dive into simple strategies that can instantly boost your ability to think differently and come up with ideas that stand out. From rethinking your environment to learning how to play like a child, you'll discover how easy it is to break free from the usual ways of thinking. Ready to supercharge your creativity? Let's get started and transform the way you generate ideas. Chapter 1. Unbox your mind. The art of mental freedom. The first step in becoming more creative is breaking free from your mental box. Every day, we're conditioned by routines, rules, and societal expectations that limit how we think. Creative thinking requires mental freedom. According to psychologist Dr. Ken Robinson, the key to creativity is to think outside the box, by eliminating the box in the first place. If you constantly follow the same paths, your ideas will be restricted. Start by recognizing your mental blocks. Are you stuck in the habit of overthinking? Do you second-guess every idea? These mental barriers can prevent new ideas from even forming. Research shows that stress can reduce your ability to think creatively by overloading your brain with unnecessary thoughts. One of the best ways to combat this is through mindfulness practices. Studies have shown that mindfulness can improve creativity by as much as 30%. By clearing your mind, you're creating space for fresh ideas to grow. Another trick is to practice thinking like a beginner. It's easy to think we already know everything about a topic, but approaching it with fresh eyes can spark new insights. Albert Einstein once said, "The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination." Challenge yourself to think as if you know nothing and start exploring. Changing your environment is another powerful strategy. A study by the University of Illinois found that walking in nature improves creativity. Just 15 minutes outside can reset your mind and get ideas flowing. So, next time you're stuck, take a break, walk, and breathe in some fresh air. This is one of the easiest ways to break free from your mental box. Chapter 2. Brainstorming with a twist. Activate your wild side. When most people brainstorm, they stick to traditional methods. However, to truly unleash your creativity, you need to rethink the way you generate ideas. One simple technique is reverse brainstorming. Instead of asking, "How can I solve this problem?" try asking, "How could I make this problem worse?" This method forces you to think outside the typical framework and can lead to unexpected and creative solutions. Another fun method is to force connections between unrelated concepts. For example, try combining two completely different industries or objects. Imagine if you combined the entertainment industry with healthcare. Sounds strange, right? Yet this was the creative leap that led to interactive fitness apps like Peloton. Researchers have found that diverse knowledge pools create better ideas, and connecting the dots between different fields can lead to breakthroughs. The 6 thinking hats method, developed by Edward de Bono, is another creative tool. It involves looking at a problem from 6 different perspectives: emotional, analytical, creative, and more. This helps you explore all possible angles and prevents the usual biases from narrowing your thinking. Don't forget the power of a change in perspective. When you feel stuck, try perspective shifting exercises. For example, put yourself in someone else's shoes, like a competitor, a customer, or even an alien. This can jolt you out of your normal thinking patterns and help you see things from a fresh angle. Creative thinkers also embrace absurdity. The more ridiculous an idea might seem, the more creative it can become. Pixar's Toy Story was born from the bizarre thought of, what if toys could talk when we aren't looking? This idea was so out there that it completely reshaped animation. Embrace the weird and let it fuel your creativity. Chapter 3. The magic of what if. Turning the ordinary into extraordinary. The magic of creative thinking often lies in the what if questions. What if the impossible became possible? What if things were different? Asking these kinds of questions takes you beyond what already exists and into the realm of possibility. When Steve Jobs was designing the first iPhone, he asked, "What if we could combine a phone, an iPod, and an internet device into one?" That "what if" revolutionized an entire industry. Sometimes, the key to unlocking your creative potential is simply asking the right question. What if you could travel anywhere in time? Or, what if you could create a tool that made people more productive? These types of questions stretch your imagination and push your thinking beyond your current reality. The book The Innovator's Dilemma by Clayton Christensen talks about how disruptive innovations are often born out of seemingly small, what-if, questions. It's the spark that leads to big changes. If you're constantly asking, what if, you open yourself up to new solutions. Also, remember that no idea is too small. The best ideas often come from exploring the tiny details. In fact, some of the greatest discoveries in history were sparked by simple, what-if, questions. For example, Alexander Fleming asked, what if this mold could kill bacteria? His curiosity led to the discovery of penicillin. When you're stuck in a creative rut, it's important to think big. Ask the bold, what if, questions that challenge your reality. Don't worry about how impossible your ideas might seem. Creativity thrives in the realm of the unknown and the untried. By learning to ask, what if I could do this differently? You'll be better equipped to generate ideas that go beyond the obvious. You'll start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles, and the world around you will look far more interesting and full of potential. If you're finding these strategies helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more creative tips and tricks. Chapter 4. The Power of Play. How childlike curiosity unlocks genius. One of the most powerful ways to spark creativity is to embrace play. As we grow older, we often lose the ability to play freely, and this can stifle our imagination. However, studies show that playful activities can boost creativity by allowing the mind to relax and explore new ideas. In fact, research from the University of Colorado found that when people engage in playful behavior, they can improve both their problem-solving skills and creativity. To get started, think about the way children approach problems. Children don't worry about making mistakes, and their play is full of exploration and trial and error. They create imaginary worlds, and this free thinking process can help them discover innovative solutions. You can adopt this same approach in your own life by allowing yourself to experiment and fail without fear. You don't need a big budget to get started. Even something as simple as doodling or playing with blocks can unlock new ways of thinking. Albert Einstein once said, "Creativity is intelligence having fun," and that's exactly what play allows us to do. It encourages you to think outside of conventional boundaries and explore the unexpected. Another great strategy is to practice improvisation. Improv comedy, for example, is a great way to sharpen your creative thinking. The "yes" and principle used in improv encourages participants to accept whatever idea is introduced and build upon it. This helps you to think quickly, push your ideas further, and avoid overthinking. If you want to get even more playful, try adding humor to your thinking. Humor has been shown to reduce stress, which in turn frees up your mental resources to be more creative. Whether it's through funny games, movies, or even quirky conversations with friends, laughter can be the key to releasing mental blocks and igniting creativity. Chapter 5. Cross-pollination. The hidden genius in connecting the dots. Some of the most brilliant ideas come from combining concepts from different areas of life. This is what we call cross-pollination, taking knowledge from one field and applying it to another. Steve Jobs was a master at this, famously merging technology and the arts to create Apple's sleek, user-friendly designs. The result? A groundbreaking product that changed the tech industry forever. Research backs up the idea that interdisciplinary thinking can spark innovation. A study from the University of Michigan found that people who worked in diverse fields were more likely to come up with creative solutions. This happens because your brain makes new connections when you explore different disciplines. So, if you're in one field, try learning about something entirely different, like art, history, or even biology. One way to cross-pollinate is to read books outside of your usual interests. If you work in marketing, for instance, try reading science fiction. If you're an engineer, dive into philosophy. Exposing yourself to new ideas will help you see the world in fresh ways, which in turn fuels creativity. Additionally, try collaborating with people from different backgrounds. Think about how partnerships between scientists and artists have led to stunning breakthroughs. For example, in the 1960s, NASA worked with artists to design spacesuits, resulting in gear that was not only functional but also visually striking. That type of collaboration is a perfect example of how cross-pollination can lead to extraordinary ideas. Try also blending different hobbies or practices. If you love cooking, mix it with technology, and you might discover a new way to create kitchen gadgets. Creativity isn't limited to your job or your main focus. It's about making connections between everything you love and know. Chapter 6. The 24-hour rule. How to nurture and protect your ideas. The moment you have a great idea, don't let it slip away. There's a golden rule for nurturing creativity. Protect your ideas as soon as they appear. In fact, researchers have found that the best time to act on a new idea is within 24 hours. If you wait too long, the excitement fades, and you might lose interest. In The Creative Habit, Twyla Tharp shares how she jumps into her new ideas right away, even if it's just writing down a quick note or sketching a rough outline. The 24-hour rule encourages you to act immediately, but it doesn't stop there. Once you've taken the first step, it's time to nurture that idea. Creativity needs time and attention to grow. For instance, Thomas Edison was known for constantly tinkering with his ideas. He would iterate and refine his concepts for months, sometimes years, before unveiling them to the public. But nurturing doesn't mean obsessing. Don't be afraid to step back and let your idea breathe. Sometimes, the best ideas come to life when you let them sit for a bit. Studies show that giving yourself space can increase creativity by allowing your subconscious to work on the problem. That's why taking a walk or engaging in an unrelated activity can sometimes spark the best breakthroughs. One helpful strategy is to keep a creative journal. This isn't just for writing down your ideas, but also for recording the emotions and experiences tied to those ideas. When you revisit them later, this journal can provide fresh insights and help you refine your concepts. Remember, creativity is a cycle. You can't just come up with one idea and expect it to grow overnight. As creative strategist, Marty Neumeier says, the best ideas often come from the process of failure and persistence. Nurturing your ideas over time, with both patience and perseverance, is essential for seeing them come to life. Lastly, always protect your ideas from negativity. It's easy to dismiss an idea when others doubt it. Be your biggest cheerleader. Surround yourself with positive, supportive people who encourage your creative growth. In the early stages, your ideas are fragile, and having the right support is crucial to developing them. If you enjoyed these creative tips, be sure to hit subscribe for more insightful strategies to boost your creativity and innovation.